Hey guys, my name is Dan and today we're gonna try to replicate a skin texture. Hey guys, welcome to my another video about Photoshop techniques. Today we will try to replicate a skin texture in this portrait. It has a bit of texture already, but I want to pronounce it a bit more. So let's try to first create a copy of our background layer by pressing Command J, and next go Filter, Other, High Pass. I'm using radius of 10 because this picture was captured with Canon 40D, which is 10 megapixels camera. If you're using let's say Nikon D800, which is 36 or 34 megapixels, you should print here 34. So I'm using a 10 megapixels image, so I'm placing here a 10 value of 10 pixels radius. Okay, set it to soft light.
Dear listener, please remember, soft light blending mode is more settled than overlay or linear light. You always could switch between these modes to achieve different degrees of influence.
And opacity of 50. And next we need to create a new layer again. Place it to soft light also and fill it with 50% gray. Okay, go to filter, camera raw filter, choose effects tab, and in grain section we need to set amount of 45. This is a constant number, it's gonna be always 45, and for the rudeness it's gonna be always 35. Well, not always, you basically can play with these numbers, which is kind of tricky to see on eye how is it gonna looks before we're gonna apply the next our filter. So I recommended to use 45 and 35, and for the size it could vary from image to image. For this particular image I'm gonna use a value of 40. You can scale it up to 50 if you have a really big portrait. I'm gonna use 40 because the head is not pretty so big and I have a shoulder, so I'm gonna use a value of 40. Okay, now our texture is looking more like grain or a noise, so we need to apply one more filter. It's gonna be a stylize emboss, and again you need to use these exact values. I find this through a couple of times. This values is working better for this image and for all of my image I did before. So you just totally free to experiment and play with these numbers also. So I'm using 130. For height I'm using 20, and for amount I'm using 65. Press OK, and now we could see our texture is a bit more natural, looking just like a really sharpened skin. So we already got some texture out there, but not much. And right now we can see it's a bit more looking like the skin pores. So this is a result I'm looking for. But we got one problem here. It's basically skin texture in a deep shadowed areas, which is not kind of naturally looking. So we need to hide it from this place. Double click on layer itself and let's look at blend if section. Here we got underline layer and we need to move black pen to right until texture disappearing from the deep shadow area. So you can see it disappears and continue to disappear until it disappears from all image. We don't need that, we need the texture to presenting here under the nose, but not much. Not like this, but somewhere over here, and we need to fade out this transition by splitting this pin. Hold Alt and move this pin somewhere to right, for example, and this one to left. You see, the texture is starting to fade in, starting to fade out, starting to spill a little bit in the deep shadows, like this and like this. Let's check our shoulder, and we could to fade it a bit more, like this. Okay, now for me it looks pretty much done. So that's it, guys. If you like this simple technique, feel free to try it on your own images, and if it works as good as for me, for you, just feel free to write me down below on the comments, or even hit the like button, or even subscribe if you want to see more cool videos from me in the future. I'll do my best to create more cool videos with Photoshop tips and tricks for you guys. Thanks for your time and stay tuned.